What makes you gold rich? Are you in the top 1% of gold investors? Okay, so gold is at an all-time high right now. It's currently sitting at around £2,325 per ounce. If we look at that in dollars, that's an incredible $3,005. Breaking over $3,000 for the very first time. That got my attention. And it got me thinking, how much should you own? And what makes you in the top percent? How much should you have to put you in that top 1% category? Okay, so experts recommend that you should have 5 to 20% of gold bullion in your investment portfolio. Now this means if your portfolio is worth, let's say, £100,000, experts estimate that you should have between £5,000 to £10,000 or dollars in gold of that portfolio value. Now obviously £100,000 is an incredible amount if you have an investment portfolio that's worth that. I mean, most people don't, but it's a good idea of the portions and percentages of how much gold you should have. And I think that, to be honest, there's probably people out there that have portfolio values lower than £100,000, but they probably have more than £5,000 to £10,000 in gold bullion already. I feel like seasoned and experienced precious metals investors tend to focus a lot more on the yellow metal, that is gold bullion, so we tend to be more heavily weighted in that. And after all, it's a fantastic hedge against inflation. Right now, the markets are down, especially in the United States. We've seen that with the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. And it's once again proving why gold is this fantastic investment vehicle. When everything else tumbles and fails and struggles, gold just seems to keep recovering and going from strength to strength. And that's why we're seeing these all-time record high prices. Of course, this is great if you're already a gold investor and you've got a nice stack in your portfolio. It's going up in nice amounts. But if you're looking to enter into gold, potentially it's quite expensive, isn't it? Now, Credit Suisse, one of the biggest banking companies in the world, they estimate that 47.8% of the entire world's wealth is in the hands of 1.2% of the population. Pretty incredible, isn't it? Now, to this fact, there are 7.94 billion people on Earth. Now, with the current amount of gold available, this means the average person could theoretically have 0.84 of an ounce of gold. So, there's no shortage of gold out there. But we know that the price is still very high, which is unusual, isn't it? Because normally the price of things go up when demand outreaches supply. But in this case with gold bullion, that's not the case. There is a huge amount of supply, yet gold still seems to go up in value and stay highly regarded as an investment vehicle. So with it being such a highly respected investment vehicle, how much would you need then to put you in the top 1%? Well, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, and that's an incredible 168 ounces of gold. In kilograms, that's 5 kilograms. So if you want to be in the top 1% of gold investors, you're going to need at least 5 kilograms of gold bullion. Most people in that sort of case would be stacking 1 kilogram gold bars or 1,000 gram gold bars. Now, is that too much? Well, I don't think so. I think with the way the world's going and the way gold bullion is performing, I think it's better to have more gold than less gold. If we look at the history of how gold's price point has moved over the last sort of 20 years, we can see that the gold price went from the year 2000 to 2020 to an increase of 583%. An absolutely fantastic yield on a super low risk investment. Now, we know that the average yield on gold is around 9%. If we account for inflation, it's actually about 6%. So in terms of ROI on your investment, it's a slow burner, and it's not yielding you massive ROI returns like, say, the S&P 500 is with its average performance of 10% over the last 100 years. Interesting how it's still a very popular investment. I think it's got to be because it's so secure, and its track record of its performance is, despite not making you particularly rich, it's a fantastic wealth preservation and storing of wealth device. So although gold is super costly right now, it may be better to have some rather than none. And I think with future things coming in, like central banks' digital currencies potentially becoming a thing in the future, now we've got Bitcoin that seems to be having a bit of a resurgence and it's kind of fluctuating up and down. I think that gold is a great safe investment to hedge against inflation, and not only inflation, but hedge against economic uncertainty going forward in the world. And to finish the video off, I think that a lot of people will be saying, well, gold's so expensive right now, am I too late? And in my opinion, I don't think you are. I think the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today. So if you're considering buying gold bullion, maybe now isn't such a bad time after all. Thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed filming this one today. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below, and whether you would like to be in the top 1%, or if you don't think that's particularly achievable. If you stayed till the end of the video, you must have enjoyed it, so I'd appreciate it if you could smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and come back for more content. It would mean a lot to me, and I look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.